Hey guys, I hope you are all staying well during this quarantine. In this video, I have a relaxing stretch routine you can do while bored at home, so stay tuned. Okay, so I like to have a few things outside with me while I do this routine. One of them is this water bottle right here. This is one of the best water bottles I've ever had. I just found it on Amazon and it really helps me drink water throughout the day. I also love using a yoga mat. You can use a towel or whatever you want as well. These yoga blocks I have sitting next to me are super useful for deepening your stretches as well as easing into them too. Alright, so to get started, walk to the front of your mat and reach your hands high into the sky. Kind of just loosen things up, go from side to side, do a little back bend, and swoop your hands down into a forward fold. Don't go too hard, just kind of walk things out. Like I said, we're loosening things up. If you want, go ahead and grab your elbows and sway side to side. Just kind of ease into this. Alright, so we're going to kind of repeat the process over again. Go ahead and reach your hands high into the sky. You really want to stretch this out. Also, when you do your forward folds, don't worry about not touching your toes. This is just supposed to be a relaxing, fun little routine that you can do whenever you want during this quarantine. Okay, now we're going to go deeper into the stretch. So take your right leg and cross it over your right, and just try to go as far down as you can. And then after that, you'll switch your feet and do it on the other side. Okay, when you're done with that, go back into your forward fold. It should definitely be a little bit easier to fold down into this. To get out of this, go ahead and stretch your feet back into a downward facing dog. You're going to want to have a straight back. And since this is your first downward dog of the day, go ahead and walk those feet out, kind of like move things around. You might still be a little tight. Go on your tippy toes. Just whatever you need to kind of warm your body up. And when you're ready, send that right leg to the sky, bend that knee, and open up those hips. Feel that stretch in your side abs and those obliques, and you can go ahead and do it on the other side. Alright, when we're done with that, we're going to move into a little bit of a vinyasa flow. Come back into that plank and lower yourself down, moving into that upward facing dog. Now we are going to stretch out the sides a little bit, move from side to side, and come back into that downward facing dog. When you're ready, go ahead and jump your feet up into that forward fold once more. And then go ahead and reach your hands up to the sky, and we're going to stretch one more time like we did at the beginning of the video. We're going to continue going through the vinyasa flow, go down into a forward fold, and transition between a half lift and a forward fold. Stretch your feet back into a downward facing dog, kind of stretch that out once more, and when you're ready, come into that plank and lower yourself down into a upwards facing dog. Alright, once we're done with this vinyasa flow, we're going to come back to standing. Move your feet farther than shoulder width apart. And we're just going to warm this up again. Go from one leg, stretch that out into the other leg, and then go down the center. Another thing to note, if you want to get a deeper stretch, bend your knees, reach far with your hands in the middle, and then straighten your legs. This helps you really deepen that stretch and go farther, and you can continue doing this like I am in the video. And here's another stretch I really like to do out of the other stretch, is to put your hands on your knees and bend. And you're going to kind of twist one shoulder forward and then the other, kind of go back and forth. This feels really good on your back. So coming out of that, you're going to sit on the floor and we're moving into the butterfly pose. Put both your feet against each other towards the pelvic bone as far as you can, and push your knees towards the floor. Again, I really like to kind of twist my shoulders forward. This continues to stretch out my back a little bit. And you really just want to relax your knees down. The next thing I do is push my feet 6 inches forward, and then you can come down onto your forearms, and it stretches a different part of your leg near the sides of your butt, kind of. Now bring your legs together, point those toes to the sky, nice and flexed, and reach as far as you can towards them. Don't go too crazy with this. We're still warming up the hamstrings a little bit. So just kind of relax into it. You don't want to be too hunched over. You want to have as straight of a back as you can. The next move now is you're going to take one foot and kind of bring the top of your foot below. As you can see, it's kind of hard to explain, but my toes are on the mat, not the bottom of my foot. And I'll do that for both sides. This is just supposed to help your toe point, or just stretch like the top of your foot, really. So if you really want to go deeper into the stretch, you can do both feet at the same time. For me, it's really hard to stay into that, but it's a really good stretch for the top of your feet and to really get that toe point on point high. Okay, great. So now that we've stretched out our toes and everything, go ahead and do your pike. This is the same thing as the other one, except instead of your feet flexed towards the sky, they're going to be pointed as far as you can forward and kind of at a downward angle. Just really stretch out those hamstrings. And this also, I found, stretches out my shins as well. In between this pike, you can kind of shake out your legs. Your hamstrings are just gonna, like, you don't want them to kind of cramp up or anything, so just loosen them up a bit. I feel like this next pose is such like a classic stretch. I feel like everyone knows how to do this. You can do this sitting up like I am, or if you need a deeper stretch, lay down on your back and pull the leg towards you, and just do this on both sides. This should stretch towards like the sides of your thighs and butt. This does not feel good after leg day, I'm just saying. So this next stretch I love so much. It's called the pancake. So you're gonna want to straddle your legs, reach your hands to the sky, and go down to one side. You're really trying to stretch out the side of your, I guess your torso. Stay facing towards like the front. You don't want to face the leg yet, and go ahead, stretch up and reach towards the other side. Now reach your hands up, face your leg, and now go down. And you might feel this in your hamstrings as well, maybe a little bit in your lower back. Go ahead and do this on both sides. Once you've finished stretching both legs, go ahead and stretch down the middle. You can slide your hands down your legs. Try to get your shoulders to the floor if you want a deeper stretch for sure. And if not, go ahead and just go as far as you can, whether it's just your hands or your elbows and forearms, whatever it is. For this stretch, you're going to want to lay on your back and just take one leg at a time and grab your calf or your knee pit and just pull it towards you. Then bend at the knee and flex your foot, and then point and straighten. And do that a couple times on each leg. Okay, now for this next stretch, you want to go onto your knees and go down as far as you can. Try to bring that pelvic bone to the floor, stretching the inner thighs, and this will prepare you for the middle splits. Now, when we go into the middle splits, you want to go nice and slow, and if you want, you can put some pillows underneath, or like I like to do when I was learning how to get into them, is use yoga blocks. It definitely takes a lot of practice and a lot of yoga and stretching, so you're not gonna get it on your first, second, or 30th try. It's gonna take a ton of time to get this. So this next pose is called the lizard. You're going to start off in a deep lunge. You can keep your hands on the left side of the right foot like I'm doing here. You can go onto your hands or your forearms. Once you're done with this move, you're going to take the foot that's in front and shift it over to the left side of the yoga mat. And go down to your hands or your forearms, or lay down like I'm doing to deepen the stretch. And this will stretch out the butt and the side of the thigh. So the next pose after this is you're gonna bring that foot up and back around where it was before. And with your left hand, keep that on the floor. With your right hand, grab that back foot and attempt to pull that towards you. I like to pulse it a little, so extend the arm and then pull it towards you for a second or two, and then extend and then pull it again. Another thing to note with this stretch is to not let that front knee go past your toes. That you won't be doing the stretch right, and it may damage your knee. When you're done with that, you're going to shift back and straighten that leg, toes towards the sky, nice and flexed, and with a straight back, you're going to lean forward. I like to kind of rotate that front foot a little to the left and to the right to get all sides of that hamstring. When you're done with this, you're going to go back and forth between this pose and the previous one, just warming up we're still on the same side. We haven't gone over to the next side. And if you want, this next pose is completely optional. You can slowly move down into your right splits. Don't worry if you don't have it yet. I took so long to get my splits. You can use like a pillow or some yoga blocks like I showed at the beginning of the video, and those are super helpful to move down. I used this entire routine to get my splits. Like, I just did this routine over and over again, and that's basically how I got my splits. Like, just stretch a couple times a week and you'll definitely make some progress. And so now you're going to want to move onto the next leg. We're doing the same sequence that we did before. So start off with the lizard, with your forearms or your hands on the floor to the right of your left foot, and then shift that right foot over, and you're going to be stretching like the side of your thigh again and your butt. So just doing the same sequence over again, but instead it's on your left leg. So once you come out of the splits, it just feels really nice to go into this child's pose. You just did so many leg stretches. This just feels super nice just to relax and kind of like breathe a little bit. So I just kind of hold this for like 30 seconds to a minute, but for really however long you like. When you come out of child's pose, I'm going to start doing some back flexibility stretches. Go ahead and do your cat-cow pose. Just arch that back, and really just go from side to side, warming up the back a little bit. For this next stretch, this one feels, I don't know, like crazy and good. You're gonna come onto your butt and keep your hands as close together as you can and slide them behind you. Careful not to go too far. You don't want to like hurt anything, but that one really stretches your shoulders super well. So for this next one, come onto your knees and grab your ankles one at a time. Try to look behind you and keep some movement into this pose. This is going to help warm up your back even more. Now we're going to move to our back and get started on our bridge. Put your hands beside your head and push up with your legs and arms. what I like to do to kind of continue to warm up my back is bend at the knees and then straighten in. And I do this 3 times. So bend and then straighten, bend and straighten. And then if you want to go even deeper, what you can do is bend your legs again and sit your butt down like you're sitting in a chair, kind of, as you can see in the video. This one is very hard for me to do. I just started learning how to do it, but I think it's really been helping. When you're done, just go ahead and hug your knees, rock side to side, give your back a little mini massage. So when you're ready, extend those legs in front of you. Take your right leg, bend it over your left one, and use your left hand to pull that right knee down to the floor. At the same time, try to keep your both shoulders basically on the floor flat, and do that on both sides. You'll definitely feel this in your lower back, and I feel like this one just feels so good. Okay, so now moving into your last pose, come up to sitting and use your right hand over your head and place it on your left ear, pulling your head down gently. This is just super relaxing, and go ahead and do this on both sides. Okay, now I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this routine. It's super awesome to do after a long day or just a workout, or really whenever. Let me know how you guys liked it by leaving a like or comment down below, and subscribe for more. Thank you!